Everybody has good days which they want to remember forever, and everybody has bad days that they want to forget, or at least wish they could forget. But forgetting certain days where such an important person in your life is no longer there. Rose Kennedy says, "Time heals everything." But as I learned from this experience, for me and my college soccer coach, there is no amount of time that can heal what him and my Whitewater College soccer team went through. There are certain things that you will never forget, things you can't forget, and things you shouldn't forget, and never let go. The day of December 19th, 2012 was a day that my coach and his 28 college soccer players will never forget no matter what happens. On that very sad day, my coach's 11-year-old son, Shaymus Gwynn, died from pediatric cancer and leukemia. After fighting it since he was 3 years old, he was no longer able to fight anymore, and that was the day my coach's life got turned completely upside down. My coach, Tony Gwynn, spent every free minute he had spending time with his son and cherishing the moments he had to be with him. And when he found out he had died in the hospital, that he lost it. You go from focusing all your time and attention to one thing to one great little child who always has the biggest smile on his face and no longer being able to see him ever again. It's heartbreaking. Shaymus meant everything to my coach, and we were all so close to our coach because that's the kind of guy he is. It affected us all very deeply. Since that dreadful day, our lives have been completely different. Coach Gwynn is a coach that does not only teach us about the sport we love, but teaches us more lessons than anything else. With his son passing away, we, including my coach, learned the most important life lesson of all, is that to cherish the moments you have with your loved ones. Live every day like it's your last and one he created himself. Live like Shaymus. Reasons being, through all the pain and agony of chemo and cancer he went through, he always had a smile on his face and was always the most positive kid I ever met. He was so mature and wise for an 11-year-old boy. As my coach said, you better make the most out of the opportunities you get, such as school, soccer, and loving someone, because Shay never got the chance to. This 11-year-old kid taught 30 people what life was all about. I really never appreciated life to the fullest until this tragic incident happened. Shaymus was a young artist and a good one at that. Some of the work I saw from him was as if Picasso painted it. Just truly unbelievable what this kid can do with a paintbrush or a crayon. It wasn't until the day of the funeral that I realized what an inspiration Shaymus was and how many people he affected. The loss of this angelic kid changed the community as well as bringing the community together to come and support my friend and coach, Tony Gwynn. At the funeral, there were more people than you would see at Lambeau Field on a Packers-Bears game. I'm talking a line out the door for over a half a mile. That is how many people's hearts that Shaymus has affected. It also shows how a community comes together in someone's time of need. It shows that humanity is still right, and that in times of need, it will stand together and help the hurt. And that is exactly what happened. So coming to Whitewater was the greatest choice I've ever made to meet people like Shaymus and Tony because of what I learned from their struggles. We will never forget Shaymus because of the impact he had on the entire team. Still, to this day, we speak about him many times a week and use his attitude and influence as motivation in every game. Still, to this day, we wear an orange shirt for warm-ups with the name Shaymus on the back so we can always keep him in our minds and close to our hearts. The kid, the story, and his legacy is truly unforgettable. But to be honest, why would you want to forget such an inspiration? You should remember him forever so you really know how to live life to the fullest.